Look at this. This is what it takes to do a swap. There are parts, bolts, nuts. They are everywhere. This is all 2JZ stuff. And in this crate, look at that. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. Now today, I was going to install my exhaust manifold from Future Fabs and my Precision Turbo, but when I started, I ran into a little problem. Here's my Future Fabs exhaust, and when I slip it on, let's see if I can do this one hand. When I slip it on, the studs are just slightly too long. You can see right here, like on the top, they would be fine, no clearance issues. Like that one would be fine, that one maybe. But you can see, especially this one over here, it's hitting. See that? Not flush. It's hitting the manifold. So it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to order short studs, and well, hopefully they get here soon, so I can install this freaking turbo already. I want to see what this looks like on. I haven't seen what it looks like on yet. I mean, I did have the CX Racing kit at one point. If you guys haven't seen that video, go right up there and you can watch it. I did order the CX Racing kit, the turbo, the manifold and everything, but its max rated horsepower was 600. I'm planning to go over 600. I'm looking like touching the 700s with E85, so it wouldn't have lasted. I ordered this manifold from Future Fabrications. They have actually a 2JZ, a famous guy, I always forget his name. He pushes 1300 horses in his car and he drifts. So it is a better quality because it can handle a lot more power. And so I'm gonna have to order these studs. Hopefully they come in quick, couple days, so I can finally install that. So today, instead, I think I am going to install my intake. Look at this thing, polished, baby, polished. That's how I roll, you know? I roll polished. So anyway, I'm gonna install the intake on the intake side. And I'll probably, you know, while it's open, I'm gonna install the runners, install the fuel rail. So I cleaned everything up with some brake cleaner on both sides, the runners and that. Put on a new gasket, and now I get to slip this baby on. Bam! Look at that. Put on the nuts just to hold it in place, and everything gets torqued down to 20 foot-pounds. So this is all done. I taped this up because I don't want anything accidentally falling in there, because then I'll have to take it back off to reach whatever that may fall in there. And knowing my luck, probably a nut would go like right in there, right on top of the piston, and I'll take everything out again. That would be super fun. But here is my fuel rail. It's a radium fuel rail that I got from Drift Motion, and it is beautiful. It's got, you know, I'm gonna put it just, let's flip it this way. It's gonna go about here, and then the intake, you know, fuel intake goes in here, and I'm gonna have to figure out which exit I'm gonna use for the fuel, and then it goes right into my fuel pressure regulator. I might end up using either this end one or probably gonna be this one, so it could go right in between the runner, right into the fuel pressure regulator, wherever I decide to put it, instead of having it all the way out on this end, sticking out forward, and just to keep it, give it a nice clean look. These little thingies, whatever they are, I gotta oil up the O-ring that's on there and stuff them right onto the intake like so. And they say if you gotta hit it with a mallet, like a rubber mallet, you know, light taps just to make sure it's seated in there, they say it's okay. So, oil them up, put them on. They're all seated in there pretty good. You can actually feel like a little snap type thing. Except maybe this one. Alright, now I gotta grab these bad boys. Fuel Injector Clinic 1750cc fuel injectors for the 2JZ GTE. So I'm gonna have to oil up these O-rings, slip it on to the fuel rail. So let's put these onto here so I can see the distance, because this fuel injector did come with 2 different size feet here to go onto here. Now I'm not sure which one I have to use right now. I put on these little spacers from the original fuel rail. Now I'm going to oil these up so I can slip them on, so I can make sure I have the right one on here. So I am going to have to take it back off. I capped this one off already. This one I'm going to have to start putting things on. It's easier with the fuel rail off in order so I can go straight to the fuel pressure regulator. But so I'm going to temporarily put it just so I know I have the right ones on here. Because if they don't reach, I'm going to have to figure something out. You can see if I put these on, push them in, they're snugly in there, right? Snugly. I'll grab the longer bracket, and if I slip it on, you can see it doesn't reach. I mean, there's like a good ½ inch right there. So not sure what the reason is. Next step. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research right now. Alright guys, so apparently I got the wrong injectors for this fuel rail, or maybe I got the wrong fuel rail for these injectors, however you want to put it. So there is a gap right there. You can see it even if I put it in its place. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run to the hardware store, see if I can get ½ inch longer than the stock bolts, and see if even with that little gap, it'll still hold it in place, which I think it will. If not, I can build it up with washers. But I threw on the intake, right, the log part of the intake, to see if everything fits. And if I raise this to its place, which is right about there, it still clears the intake quite well. So I think this is still gonna work, which I'm really excited about, because I bought these injectors maybe about 4 months ago, and I just haven't. I bought it because they were on sale. It was Black Friday. It was in November. It's now like March, end of March, April, whatever, and I don't think that I can send it back, which sucks. But if this works, it works. This is gonna be great. I got back from the hardware store. I got a bolt that had about ½ inch longer than the original bolt that held in the stock fuel rail. So I already put them on because I wanted to test fit it. You can see it over here. You can see the little gap that was here, but the fuel rail is solid. It's on there. I think we are a-okay with this. This is cool. I'm liking this. I might add some washers in that little ½ inch space. Maybe even, oh, it's right here, some copper pipe. I'll cut it, whatever size. I'll measure it out with a caliper. Cut this, add it in there. That way, this little spacer right here, see if I can get it, isn't moving around. And I like to keep the spacer here because it keeps the bolt centered. Okay, so put this on just with 2 nuts that were on the studs already, and there is plenty of clearance. This is awesome. So far so good. It's looking good. I made a little copper spacer right there, so that way I'm not putting too much downforce on an angle. And then I saw that on top there was a little bit bigger of a gap than on the bottom. Now they are perfectly even. I mean, it is perfect, every single one of them. I'm happy with this. Next, I'm going to add, oh yeah, I already trimmed this down right here. So let's see if it still rubs. Throw this right on. Boom. Alright, that's on. Let's see. Still touching a little bit, so I got a little bit more trimming to do, because it's not letting it go all the way down and seal. Alright, so I'm going to trim that up. I'm just using a Makita, like a grinding wheel, just grinding it right off, nice and easy. Alright, so I'm just going to continue here and see how to route and where to place my fuel pressure regulator. It would be really cool if I can install it somewhere on the manifold, that way I can visually see it. I don't think vibrations will do anything, but if I can't, I will mount it on the car, on the firewall somewhere, so I can actually see the fuel pressure gauge. I don't know, I'll mount it somewhere. I guess it would have to be over here somewhere after I replace this. Yeah, so let me go grind that off and start putting some fittings on. Guys, let me tell you something. Lady Luck is on my side today. Look at this. I installed this, right? All it was the gasket back here, and I put these two nuts and the two proper bolts, you know, just real quick. Look at that. See, it is touching barely, and it's almost sealed. So what I'm gonna do is take this back off, grind this off ever so little right down here straight, so it has clearance. That way I definitely 100% don't have issues. But I'm really happy that this is working, because I was really afraid that these injectors were too big for this. That would have really been upsetting. But so far so good. It's working. It is beautiful. I mean, come on, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You can see the gold down there. The slight blue injectors with that green. See it? This all polished up. Yeah, this is not quite as polished as this, but I think it's okay. This has to get changed. I do have the drift motion drive-by-wire. I got installed. That's somewhere with my wiring specialties harness thing. I have to go and find it in that box. So I'm not going to fully install this, because I'm going to have to take it back off, take this off, to make life a little easier. But I'm going to take off right now, grind this out, and just continue to see if there's any other little hiccups. I'm going to call them hiccups. Damn, this looks good. I can't stop looking at it. Woo! Look at that. Man. Actually, like, under the hood, I should add like a mirror right here, just so people can see this angle, just because of how good this angle looks. Alright guys, sorry I'm not filming like every single step, but it's a little bit tedious because, you know, it's trial and error. I just want to show you guys what works, and if something doesn't work, I will tell you guys. But so far, it has been really good. I capped this one off, and I think I'm able to use this one. I put a -8 fitting here with a 90-degree elbow, and then with the line, which I have right here, but I don't think I'll be able to do this by myself with one hand. So if I put this line, you know, right where it goes, right, oh look at that, I've got it right in there. So right there, and then I should be able to make it come up right about there. If my fuel pressure regulator can go there, or it doesn't even matter, here or here. So this works really well. I'm really happy with this. This is PTFE. It's Fregola. Yeah, Fregola PTFE line. It's rated for E85. PTFE. I like PTFE. It's a little bit expensive, but the fuel smell doesn't seep through the line. If you don't get PTFE, then you get like a fuel smell in the car or outside the car, and that's like the condensation going through the line. It's really weird. I don't really understand it. I just accept it. So PTFE it is. My new one of these got lost in the mail. I did have to get a new one with this bunch of tooth one, because this is VVTI. The one with 12 tooth is for non-VVTI. And it sucks. It got lost in the mail. Now I'm still waiting. I can't continue this front end. Like, I have to put this on in order to put the new cap and the timing belt, so I can put this on properly. Boom! Look at her. Looking all pretty. Woo! Oh yeah, this is exciting. Things are finally getting done. I added this. This is the CX Racing bracket for the wire, you know, to open up the throttle. It is complete. I love it. Oh, one more thing. There's a bracket that goes from this bolt to here, and that just helps hold it because of all this weight. I am gonna put it back. I have it in the house. I gotta paint it because I want it to look spot on. So intake side is done. You guys saw me how I did it, how I, you know, encountered problems, overcame the problems. So intake side is done. That is it, guys. Thank you again for watching. This is exciting. I finally reached 4,000 hours. I'm almost at 1,000 subs, so I'm gonna be monetized very soon. It's very exciting. Please go down and hit that subscribe button because you want to see this thing run. I went, you know, all the way in. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm learning.
trying to teach you guys the mistakes not to make, such as the injector problem that I met today. Make sure that the fuel rail and injectors coincide with one another, like they work together. But that is it. Thank you so much once again. Remember guys, work hard, stay humble.